Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to our partner webinar. I am Susan Kimmel. I'm the director of the Purchasing Consortium here at MISBO. I am super excited to introduce you all to brand new consortium partner, Equip Recycling. And today with me, I have Chad Jordan. This is going to be a super casual, interactive. Please feel free to keep your camera on or unmute if you have questions. I will be monitoring the chat, so if you have questions and you want to put it in there, that's fine as well. Just know we'll get to your question. But with that, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I'm going to turn over to Chad to tell us what Equip Recycling can do for you guys. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Susan. Welcome, everybody. My name's Chad Jordan. I'm a business development manager with Equip Recycling, and Tanya Autumn just popped on McKinney, and she is the executive director of operations and business development as well. We operate pretty much all over the United States, but mainly our business operates out of Macon, Georgia. And so we do a lot in the Southeast.
Hello, Jim Huffaker.
Pardon me?
Good, thanks.
Yes. So we operate mainly out of the Southeast, do a lot in the Southeast, but we have the capabilities to operate anywhere in the United States. But yeah, our business, we are an IT asset recycling company.
Are you on the 800 floor?
Talking and you don't have mute
Okay,
on.
I'll just walk over to near the fishbowl. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Right, bye. Vonage. I don't have anything in Vonage on my schedule.
Hey, if you're talking, we can hear you. So if you just mute, that would be really awesome. Thanks.
Anyhow, so like I said, we're an IT asset recycling company. We can recycle pretty much anything that is IT related. We're a little bit different company. We'll pick up everything. So it gives school systems an opportunity to clean out IT related stuff. We're not selective in what we'll take. We can pretty much recycle most everything that is IT related. So our goal is to build partnerships with school districts, public and private, corporations, businesses, hospitals, and have a long-term relationship with them. And then as you know, as a part of our business, we recycle the products, bring them into our facility. We are an R2V3 certified company. So we went through all of the EPA required certifications to be a recycler. And we maintain those certifications. They're on our website. You can go to www.equiprecycling.com. And we just updated our website, so we have a lot of new information on there. You can actually schedule pickups directly from the website. I operate and do mainly the Southeast. Tanya handles more of, say, Alabama going out and in the South, but we work together and piggyback off each other. Mm-hmm. But like I said, the process, once our services are free, so to school districts and really everybody, we don't charge anything. We absorb that cost up front. We get the material, we bring it back, we process it. We do all the data destruction, anything that has a hard drive, that's computers, copiers, anything, any kind of hard drive. We do the data destruction and we use a DoD software to do that. And if for some reason it can't do it and clean it totally, then we destroy it. And we offer those services to businesses like banks and stuff. If they want to do, we can actually do it mobile, where we come and we destroy it mobilely. Because banks are a little bit different. Hospitals are a little bit different because you got more strict guidelines. But once the process, it usually takes about 30 days once we get a shipment in, and we'll process it, inventory it. We'll provide the client a copy of the inventory of everything we receive from an IT standpoint. And then we'll provide the certificate of destruction along with their ROI. So the return on their investment. So we will pay back to school districts the value that's in that product.
And that goes for qualifying items like after we audit them, we do it on grading scale as far as what state of repair that they're in. And it goes from A to D. And we give a return on investment check within 30 days for items like laptops, desktops, monitors, Chromebooks, iPads, MacBooks, a substantial amount of printers all in one, a substantial amount of network switches, things like that. And then the rest we send to our R2 certified downstream vendor, because we have a 0 tolerance for landfills. So nothing ends up in a landfill, where they smelt it down, melt it down, make it cube sized, and recycle it properly.
And I know a lot of school systems, they deal a lot with recycled batteries. We take those,
Mhm.
Not just in IT, but in the maintenance department. I retired from Richmond County School System, which is in Georgia. And I worked in maintenance and dealt with the fire systems and stuff. So there's a lot of recycled batteries, exit sign batteries and things like that can be recycled. And our main goal is to, like Tanya said, is to keep the products out of the landfill. You wouldn't believe how many school systems we talked to that they had a bunch of stuff stored in the warehouse, and then all of a sudden it kind of disappears and it ends up in the landfill. So those products have a lot of components in them that as it leaches out in the landfill, it leaches out toxic material. And so we want, our main focus is to keep it out of the landfill and work with our clients to do so. Like I said before, we're a little different. So, and Tanya, if she wants to, she can elaborate on this, but we go directly to the source. So a lot of school systems, unless in bigger public school systems, they move products. So from one location to a warehouse, and then they're trying to process that. They're trying to handle that. Well, it all costs labor to do that. Well, with our system, we go directly to the school. We work with the IT department. They send us an inventory for each school. We do large school systems. So we go direct, and we'll pick up everything. We don't ask the school to do anything. We'll package it.
It can be from classroom to classroom. It doesn't have to be in one location. And
right. And so we really work hard to try and save the school district on their labor costs, because I know school systems, they're short on IT staff anyhow. Being I worked in Richmond County, their job is to make sure the machines that are working, they keep them working. They don't have time to spend their resources moving products around when we can come in and we can do everything for them. And like I said, our service is free. So we absorb that cost on the front end, and then we pay the school district on the back end when everything's processed. Tanya?
And like Chad said, we don't cherry pick. We take everything. We take a lot of equipment. So we don't love taking smart boards because we don't get paid on them, but we take them anyways, because we've been promised to take the entire lot of used IT equipment. And then within 30 days or less, we give you an inventory report with serial numbers of each item that we've collected. So you don't have to give us a complete inventory list before we schedule a pickup. It can be a general ballpark guesstimate of what you have, and we can vet that from there and say, okay, this is worth our time. We'll go pick up from there. It doesn't have to be accurate, because we'll give you an accurate report at the end in 30 days anyways.
We do. I know with being a MISBO partner, they represent, Susan, you can clarify, but I think it's 20 something states. So we do club a lot of pickups. So even though your school may only have a pallet of stuff, We club that with other pickups when we're in that area. And then we have, ability to be able to ones that are further out in different states to be able to use third-party shipping. So we have different avenues of being able to handle it. It's not that no job is too small or too large.
Right.
We just logistically, when we come on certain shipments, we have to do different things than we would do normally, just operating a truck in the southern states. But I just wanted to point that out because I know that MSBO has a lot spread out through a lot of different states. But we do operate a lot in Florida, South Carolina, Alabama, North Carolina, Tennessee.
We've done deals in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, California. So we can make
New York. So we can get it done. That's not the question, but anyhow, Tanya, do you have anything
No,
further?
you've covered it pretty well. If anybody has any questions for me, I'm happy
So
to
there is
answer
a
them.
question in the chat. It says, is there a fee structure?
There is no charge. So if that's what you're asking. So there is a free service. We vet each pickup before we confirm and schedule the pickup to see if it's, worth our labor cost and gas cost to get there, or however we want to arrange it. But if usually, say a private school doesn't have a lot, but then we got another private school that's close to it that has a little bit as well. Now we've got a pickup that I can confirm both of them and vet them and deem them as fit for us to come out and pick up. Okay.
Yeah, great.
Anything else? So it's always going to be free. And how do you assess the value from the products that you take? We have an auditing department, and they take the equipment and they have a program that they use, which is R2 certified, which tells you what state of repair or disrepair each device is in. And then we grade it from an A to a D, A being perfect functioning working, D, you're probably going to scrap that. So we don't refurbish any profit off of that. But we can pay for items that are A all the way through C. We can refurbish items that have broken screens and make them working. And then you get back a return on investment check for that item, even though it had a broken screen. So the auditing department we get busy, but I usually estimate about 30 days for them to audit their entire lot of equipment from each location that we pick up. And that's how we give you an inventory report. And on that inventory report, it shows what state of repair or disrepair each item was in after we graded it. And then that validates what type of return on investment check you're going to receive.
Great. And so another question, somebody popped in late. Do we pallet the items prior to pickup?
Don't have to. We'll do it ourselves. We bring the pallets, we bring the Gaylords, those big boxes, we bring all the packaging materials. So when I call the technology director, or Chad calls the technology director for each private school, we find out a general idea of what they've got, and that'll determine the type of packaging materials that we need to bring. And we have a 26-foot truck, but we can also do a 53-foot truck if needed. But we usually take our 26-foot out, which can hold 10 to 12 pallets of equipment. So we palletize on the site. And we bring the shrink wrap and the bubble pouches, and we make sure all the items do not touch and do not break. And they're in a secure, locked truck, secure chain of transport, all the way back to our secure warehouse where we have 24 cameras, been in business since 2008 and never had a data breach.
And a little bit more on that, since they popped in a little later. We use, as a part of our service, like I talked about before, we use all of our labor, and we're trying to reduce the amount of labor that the IT folks at the school uses. We would much prefer to palletize it and do it ourselves, because a lot of times when things get moved and they get put into a Gaylord and they're not packaged correctly, then equipment gets additionally damaged. So we would rather our guys do it. They're trained on how to do it. We use a lot of bubble wrap. We use a lot of padding. So we would prefer to do it. So it's really a win-win for everybody. Saves y'all on labor, and it potentially increases your ROI, because products that would not necessarily get damaged in that process.
And a school does not have to have a loading dock for us to come and pick up. We have an electronic lift gate on our truck, so you don't even have to have a loading dock. It's nice, but we don't have to have one.
How does the tracking process work? Do you track on location and at your facility, specifically with hard drives too? Because the last company we worked with, they were just gonna be like, yeah, we're just gonna give you one paper that says, yep, we wiped everything. And there was no like individualized tracking on hard drives.
Well, that's a good question. I do not know the exact name of this machinery, but we have like a little radar gun, and we scan each item as we take it from the school, putting it into the big Gaylord box, and then putting it in the truck. Once it's in the truck, it's secure. It's not going anywhere until it exits out of the truck into our warehouse, where immediately we put it in a cage, locked, that only one person has the code to, with cameras all over it. And then from there, immediately the auditor takes one by one item and enters it into the system, data wiping it and receiving it into our system so that we have an inventory list that's proper. So from the minute we get our hands on it, we have tracked it, and you can track it online. If you look on our website, you can actually follow the equipment online to our warehouse and what stage of auditing it's in until the final, we give you the inventory report and certificate of destruction and possible ROI.
And just to follow up, you'll get a full inventory with all the serial numbers and everything, along with your certificate of destruction. So every hard drive, anything that has a hard drive, we're required as a recycler to provide that inventory with all the serial numbers, the certificate of destruction for that lot. Sorry about my screen, but I'm having some technical difficulties. So there we go.
Let's see, our items sorted on site, i.e. mixed items separated before packing. Well, like we said, we pack ourselves on site most of the time, unless the person has decided to palletize the items themselves beforehand, where in that instance, we will try and sort on site still, removing giant items that could damage, say, desktops or on top of laptops. We don't like that. It could hurt the laptop. So we try and sort on site as best we can, and then track everything from the minute we get our hands on it till the time it enters our warehouse. And then we're constantly sorting in the warehouse, constantly.
And is there a certain size before you'll accept a job, or what's the like cutoff as far as how much stuff we need to get picked up?
It's a great question. It kind of depends on where you're located from Macon for us to vet if it's worth our time or not. So, and Chad, you can help me out on this one, but from Macon, if anywhere near Macon, anywhere near in Georgia, really, you can have, I'd say 50 desktops or 50 laptops, and just rest is just junk. And we will send our truck out. We're always looking for new clients. So especially if you're a new client that we've never dealt with before, we'll make exceptions, and you can have just a very small amount of equipment. We want to lock a good business relationship in with that person. So if you got anything to add, Chad.
And keep in mind, I mean, we club a lot of pickups. So we're going to start using a routing software, which, when we have a client that has some stuff, maybe it's a smaller pickup, we put it in the queue, and we work with that client. When we get another pickup in that area, then we'll contact them and let them know, say, hey, we've got another pickup. We want to club this pickup with that one. So it saves us on cost and fuel and all that and labor. So we have ability to be able to do it now out of state and stuff like that. We would probably use third-party shipping if it's a large pickup out of state. We actually have flown people to the location, packaged all the stuff, taken it to a storage location, and then used a third-party shipping to ship it back to Macon.
Right. Or if the person is far away, if they're able to palletize the equipment themselves, and then we just send a third-party truck and use a forklift, put it on that truck, and ship it safely and securely with a lock on the back of the truck to our warehouse in Macon where we audit it. That's another way we can do it. And any more questions?
Great. Any more questions? All right, well, Equip Recycling is on the MISBO website. If you search under consortium partners, I'll also put Chad's name and contact information at the end of the video. But Chad, do you want to just kind of tell them your contact information real quick in case they have additional questions?
Yeah, you can reach me at chad@equiprecycling.com, or my direct number is 478-719-7920. And if you can leave me a message there if you can't get me, then I will call you back and we can discuss whatever services and how we might be able to help you.
Great. Great. Well, thank you so much, Chad and Tanya, for your time. Thank you to all of our MISBO members for jumping on. I hope you found this valuable, and hoping that, between Chad and Tanya, they can save you some time and some frustration in getting rid of those products that you don't need anymore. So thanks, everyone. We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.